So evidence-based swine nutrition, okay? All right, so here's opinions. We talked about that. It's not good. And then we have anecdotal evidence. What is that? Is, hey, I had a group of pigs that we ran out of salt, for example, and we saw some tail biting. Okay, so that is an anecdotal evidence, okay? Observational studies. Oh, we did this, and well, we look at this population of pigs, here's the data, and these two things were associated, right? There is association there. That's observational study, okay? And then now we get into the randomized control experiment. And then you have things on the university level. They're smaller scale, higher health, better feed intake. And then you have commercial research that is, you know, more challenge to the pigs.
4 to keep going.
We got 4. All right, we'll keep going. We keep going. Thanks for the note. Commercial research. That's, you know, we're talking 1,200 pigs. We're talking, you know, larger scale. I really like those, right? I really like those. And again, just because it's commercial, it's randomized. The most important word in this page here is this one, randomized. Extremely important. That's the difference I call science, right? There's a lot of, I was talking to Chris here tonight, you know, there's a lot of documentaries on Netflix and a bunch about vegans and whatever else. And most of those stuff is observational studies right here, you know. So that's today in science, you can prove whatever you want, anything you want. But the challenge for everyone here tonight is to figure out the balance of the literature, what most of the studies will tell you, okay? And there's a field trial here, but that's, again, randomized, well-designed. You know, you're talking 100 closeouts, same flow, same feed meal. You know, you want to try to do that. And that's interesting. You just need a little bit of coordination or quite a bit, but that's interesting, okay? And then the meta-analysis, right? The gold standard, or maybe not, of science. Why not? Because there's something called the publication bias, right? PB, publication bias, right? A lot of these studies that don't have response don't get published, or you try to publish, a lot of old school reviewers or recent school reviewers will deny, oh, this study doesn't add anything new. All right, nice. All right, so let's see what else you got. Keep going, definitely. Why is that some are saying that there should be higher calcium in gestation, lactation stage? They say stronger lactation gestation, higher calcium in the milk. Yeah, I think Jane was just talking about the ratio. If it's wider than 1.6, that was not good, okay? All right, so publication bias is a big problem. And then you have a systematic review that someone went to these databases like PubMed or others and put, hey, I'm going to search for energy and pigs and da-da-da. And any study that didn't randomize or didn't have more than X amount of experimental units per treatment, I'm going to remove those. All right, so that's a systematic review. Very good. Probably the best one, the closest to the truth, if you will. Again, but always keep in mind that in general, meta-analyses are going to overestimate the effects because of the publication bias. Non-systematic review. This one is, for example, when we did a lysine meta-analysis of close to 30 studies on lysine, that was not necessarily a very systematic. Was okay. Whereas, you know, was not. We didn't dive the whole literature. Because again, it was for a genetic company, and you have that as well, right? Because of you would have to exclude the other ones, right? The other genetics, and sometimes you don't even know the actual genetics of a given study, which is a bad thing, right? You should report everything. So I'm not saying that a non-systematic review is bad. It depends if you use it correctly or not, I think.